welcome to my Monday Live, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator going by the name of Yellow Bear Stamping. Tonight I've got another card to share with you using the Lovely Arrangements Designer Series paper. So let's flip down and get started. I'll just adjust my light. So tonight I'm going to be using some of this paper, and I'm going to use these squares along the bottom, plus I've added in a couple of bits from the other sheets of paper. So I'm really loving this paper, so I hope you're enjoying the cards. Now we have going to be using the Stylish Shapes dies, and these are a real must and a go-to for lots and lots of cards, with the circles, the squares, and these bits that I use for sentiments. So I'm going to be using the second smallest square, and then I think I use the second biggest circle. So I have already done my die cutting. Oops, we don't need one of my moltings. And so these are the papers that I have gone with, and I've just die cut them out. Now the card that I'm doing tonight is one that I have cased, so I have I'm copying and sharing everything, and it was done by an Australian demo, Linda Dalke. And what I have done is I've got this, these are the folders that we sell that are the 6, I think they're 6x8, sort of for memory keeping, but I use it to keep all my templates of cards. And so what I've done is that I have just typed up the measurements, and then I can just go to it whenever I need to. I'm just going to refresh my computer. Yes. So welcome tonight. So as you join, leave me a comment to say hi. And this is the card, so this is just the card front that I am going to be casing. I liked the simplicity, but the clean and simple, but just very effective with the 6 squares. I'm using a piece of vellum and then just putting a sentiment across, and you can do a bow with linen or baker's twine. So I will just, actually I'll just put that over there out of the way. So I have got a piece of basic beige. I'm a little bit late to the party with basic beige. I not quite sure why, but I never really got into using it, and now all of a sudden I'm using it on everything. So I was trying to work out what colour, whether to use white or you know, one of the other colours, and then I thought, oh, I'm actually going to use basic beige. Right. So just got, hopefully I've got the right amount of glue. Anyway, we'll see how we go. So we're just going to pop these. I'm using my silicone craft sheet, and I'm just going to position the squares, and I've kind of done, so like those ones color coordinate, and then these 3 color coordinate. So I'll just sort of bring them in a bit. I can hear it has just started raining outside, so that's about sort of having a an even border. So I'm just going to, I hope that I'm going to get good enough glue. So that's the other side of this one. And then, so with the liquid glue, it does give you a little bit of wriggle room once you position it down. So what I'm going to do is doing the 4 corners so that they are set up about right. And then popping the center one so that you can kind of position that so you've got equal on either side of that. Whereas if you do the first and then this one, you might end up with a bigger gap here than what you have on that side. So I always, if I'm doing 3, or if you've got 5, well, any number, you know, even if you've got 4, so do your outer ones, and then it just allows you to have a better spacing. And you can bring that there. That's about right. Okay, so then I've already, oops, sorry, I got my arm right in the middle. So these are round about 3.7 centimeters if you don't have the dies, and then this bit of basic beige is 8.5 centimeters by 12.8. Then I've got the circle, and so just adding that layer of vellum, you can still see through, but it just gives another bit extra to the project. And I am going to put some liquid adhesive on this. So I'm just positioning the vellum over there, and then I can pop that down so that it is centered. Give that a good push down so that it adheres. And then on the back, just put my lid on the glue, we are going to pop 3 dimensionals, and I've just cut the dimensionals in half so that they can fit. And then we'll just take the backings off, and then we can position that there. So then I am going to use dimensionals on the back of this. On my sample in my folder, I haven't put dimensionals just so that it's not too high off in the sleeve. So I just have went to Warehouse Stationery, for those of you in New Zealand, and bought a pack of A5 copy paper, and then I just typed up the measurements and just a little brief instructions, and then print them out, and then pop just a card front in so that I know what it looks like. And I just find that just helps I'll just put one in the middle and one at the end. So let's quickly take that off. So yeah, I'm really enjoying using basic beige. Not quite sure why I've taken so long to use it. It's just sometimes white can feel a little bit stark, bright, and the vanilla is sometimes can be a bit too sort of yellowy, whereas the beige just seems to be right. Okay, so then I have got a piece of Secret that is 10 by 14.3, and then I'm just going to pop that on there, and then I'm putting it onto a white, thick white card base. So I'll just quickly put some, oops, got a bit close there, and then there we go. So that's a nice easy card, and you can use whatever DSP you've got that kind of coordinates. You could do bits of cardstock with different embossing folders. The design just lends itself for lots of different things. So I'm not sure if I did tie my bow earlier, but I think that's, no. So I wasn't sure whether we put a bow on here. Let's do a bow. It can be then a different one. So this is just some of the white baker's twine. And I think I mentioned it previously, I just have some tied up, and then they're all ready to go. Right, we'll just pop that there. And we'll put some bling on as well. So, and I think we'll use, we'll go with the Secret C. Put one up there. So these are the Moody Palette Glossy Dots that come in Secret Sea, Old Olive, Cloud Cover and White. So, and we'll pop one down there, and then we'll pop one more. We might pop, so you kind of got a line there. That'll do. There we go. Oh, we haven't put the inner. So with the cards already got quite a few layers, I decided that I would use the two-tone cardstock. It still gives me my colour that I'm wanting, but it's not the thickness of the cardstock, so then your card isn't quite so thick and a bit easier for postage. So there is our card. Here is another one that I made earlier using some of the other of those squares, and just put the 3 dots at the bottom. Decided not to do a bow on that one, and I'll just need to trim that. So I hope you like that, and it's just a quick, easy design, but very effective. Now, I have a bit of a sneak peek for you. So come Wednesday, the 1st of April, we have paper pumpkin in New Zealand and Australia and Europe. It has up until now only been in the US. So if you like kits, this is the box that when you subscribe, so it's for a subscription. When you subscribe on either a monthly, 3 monthly, 6 monthly or 12 monthly, you will then receive a surprise box in your letterbox every month. And inside you get an ink spot, a stamp set, and the first time you order it you will get a block, but we didn't get a block for this one because we're all demonstrators, so we got this on stage. And then here are the cards for April. So thanks Dad, a masculine happy birthday, and a Father's Day, which for us here in New Zealand it's not until September, but that just means that you're going to be ready for it. You could, if you don't, like me, I no longer have my dad here, I would just make that into a happy birthday, or you could do it as a thanks. So it gives, it's just, there's some masculine cards, which is we're always struggling for. And so you can just change the sentiment. There's you are a lifesaver, you are an inspiration, older, wiser, better, happy birthday. Got some birds, thanks, some reeds, and sort of the rope image here. So every month you will get a new kit that has everything you need. So this one makes 9 cards. So try it. You could sign up just for 1 month and see how you go, but it's just a great way of getting everything that you need in a box. So I'm really looking forward to having a play with this one and then ordering some more. So thanks for joining. If you have any questions about the paper pumpkin, please just let me know. And won't be doing a live next Monday because it's Easter Monday. So have a wonderful Easter weekend. If you're traveling, stay safe on the roads, and just take time to remember as to what Easter is about. And for me, it's a very special time, and I will be going to church services and just remembering what Christ did for us. So have a good Easter, and we'll catch you back in a week, 2 weeks time. Thanks. Bye.